So we were going through European Monetary Union and contract accounts receivable and payable from January 1st, 1999 to June 30th, 2002. Those countries participating in European Monetary Union will have a dual currency phase. All companies with their headquarters in a member state must switch from their local currency to euro during this period. These are some of the steps needed to take when we have a global uh, change of rules and regulation related to the financial accounting system. For example, when the European countries moved into a single currency, that is the euro, all the previous currencies of the independent countries had to be changed. So for that, this entire duration was kept in a dual currency phase. This similar kind of thing happened when earlier there was the Y2K issue, when the date changed from year
1999 2000.
right. Previously, the systems were the earlier coded systems where they had only two places for year, that is the last two digits. For example, 1980 was being stored in the system as 80, 86 as 1986 as 86. But when the shift came, that how will we differentiate between 1999 and 2099, because both the things will be in the same background table where the data is saved. So for that, which all systems didn't had four characters for storing year had to be upgraded, and for that massive change came. People went helter-skelter that the entire IT world may fail and their data will go waste. But people handled it tactfully, and things were quickly resolved. For information about the parameters of the dual currency phase and the special features resulting from it, see the system administration guide on the changeover to euro in financial accounting in the SAP Euro guide, and in the training material course number CA 1990, CA 990. Notes on the dual currency phase in accounts receivable and payable. For contract accounts receivable and payable, the activities for the dual currency phase are listed and described separately in the implementation guide. Notes on the changeover to the euro in contract accounts receivable and payable. The conversion package contains the following functions for contract accounts receivable and payable: checking that the accounting is correct before conversion; converting contract accounts receivable and payable documents to the new local currency, the euro; handling rounding differences; reconciling contract accounts receivable and payable with GL accounting after conversion. These figures serve as a basis for adjustment postings in the general ledger. All these things are the points which needed to be taken into consideration while talking about this currency changeover phase. All European countries moving into euro. So these things were handled in particular SAP in the process we discussed. Caution: note that the conversion package for you to convert your own productive data in contract accounts receivable and payable will be released by SAP in note 208019. Under no circumstances should you convert productive data prior to the package being released unless you have first spoken with SAP. The conversion functions delivered in the release will be updated in maintenance levels. See note 208019. For contract accounts receivable and payable, the activities for local currency changeover are listed and described separately in sequence in the implementation guide. The changeover procedure is described below. So many a times such kind of notes come into immense help. For example, in my career, I have come across many such scenarios that the entire team is breaking their head upon a issue that has come up, and for 2 to 3 months that issue is unresolved, and so finally one guy comes up after a lot of research and development, and from somewhere in some note released by SAP or Oracle, they get to know that this system got a little bit tweaked earlier, and either you have to make that particular relevant changes in business, you have to compromise some part and do that manually in order to go through bypass this issue, or else you implement a patch that is an upgrade, because the system which is currently handling the business is a bit uh, backdated, and in the new system you don't have to not face this issue, because the ERP got upgraded to fit in the new kind of business. So with that particular decision being taken, the issue got resolved. So this is how you come across critical issues in your project, and how you mitigate them. Notes for standard components. SAP has delivered the functions for the changeover to the Euro for the R3 standard. For example, for contract accounts payable or GL accounting, for an exact description of the conversion for standard applications, see the SAP library under CA cross application components. Concrete steps for the changeover are given in the standard IMG. See IMG structure, cross application components, European Monetary Union, Euro local currency changeover. Note that there are additional activities in the standard IMG that must be carried out for Euro changeover in contract accounts receivable and payable. The image IMG for contract accounts receivable and payable contains a note about this. Moving into slide 62, notes on archiving in contract accounts receivable and payable. No archiving may be done in the fiscal year in which the changeover to the Euro takes place. Once you have activated your changeover package, the system no longer allows you to archive in the fiscal year in which the changeover takes place. If you already have archived for the fiscal year in which changeover takes place, you have to restore the archived documents. So these were the points that we discussed under contract accounts receivable and payable, starting with business transactions, and then going into integration, closing operations, information system, data transfer, technical settings, program enhancements, and finally this part, that is the Euro. Now going into basic functions, starting with SAP Business Partner. Purpose: the component SAP Business Partner enables you to create and manage business partners centrally. This is the prime interest if a business partner plays different roles for a company such as sold to party and shipped to party. SAP Business Partner is designed to utilize technical benefits such as data integrity and freedom from data redundancy. Integrity is that data at every point is meaningful. There is no false data, and freedom from data redundancy means there is no repetitive data. So business partner is that particular component which takes care of these things, and to place greater emphasis on aspects relating to customer maintenance and acquisition of new customers. So whenever new customers has to be added to the system, business partner is the point to be contacted. Features: you can create a business partner in different business partner roles, and during the course of the business relationship, the business partner can assume other business partner roles. Means two business partners can work amongst each other. No new data has to be created each time, meaning that redundant data creation and retention is avoided, and there can be no inconsistencies. For example, you have a utility provider from whom you take water, and another utility provider from whom you purchase petrol. But these two person is the same person. So for that, this business partner will be having dual mode of business, because he also has a petrol pump and also delivers water, drinking water to the houses in that locality. So in that case, you uh, maintain the system with this thing kept in mind while creating the business partner roles. By using SAP Business Partner, it is possible to merge the partner data already held by a company in more than one system in such a way that the potential for new contracts within the same customer contact can be identified. When you enter data, the central data related to SAP Business Partner and the application specific data are integrated seamlessly on the processing system. So the system will be having one set of data of itself, like the enterprise structure, wherein it holds the definitions, blank definitions first. Like this is the place where you enter a company code. This is the place where you enter a business partner name. This is the place where you enter a contract partner name or a contract account name. And finally, when the all the data of a particular flow is entered, and the in between functionalities that SAP has in place, for which the requests get generated, and they have their transactions with the job, the entire flow works seamlessly. Seamless integration of customer specific data is possible without modification, ensuring full future maintenance because defined interfaces exist for this purpose. Interfaces means when your SAP FICA data is moving into general ledger, or the flow is happening between cash management and general ledger, or the sales and purchase department, because everything are different departments in the system. You are working in the FICA system, some other person is working in the sales department, but all are working under the same company and serving the same business at different points, different places of work. Only the system is the one who has the relationship with everybody, But when you work as a SAP FICA person, you enter your SAP data into the system, whereas the sales team enters their sales data to the system, and the system understands which data to be passed to which person in depending upon their roles. Business partner role, contract partner definition. A contract partner is connected with the company through contract accounts and through the conclusion of contracts. Contract accounts can therefore only be assigned to a business partner and services billed accordingly if you have created this business partner in the role of contract partner. Use: since a contract partner receives services from the company and has to be billed for these services, you have to store, control, and payment data for the contract partner. So the contract partner receives the service from my company, and he has been entered as a contract partner in the system, and he has to be billed for these services. Whatever service he is providing, the bills for that and gets entered in the system. And again, you have to differentiate between what is a bill and what is an invoice. In addition to bank details, you can enter general data on the contract partner, such as the business partner type and creditworthiness. Creditworthiness is determined and updated automatically, but you can override this. So the person to whom I am selling something gets billed by me, and the customer to whom I sell my good, uh, in the same way, he gets billed by me. Whereas when I purchase something from a vendor, I pay him back based upon the invoice he had raised for me. A company must have the following information on a contract partner: address, name, form of address, academic title, name suffixes and prefixes, personal data, street address, postbox address, communication methods, control payment transactions, bank details and general data, creditworthiness, relationships to other business partners. We have to check out the structured link relationship categories data in future. You do not have to activate business partner master data changes to have immediate effect. Instead, you can enter a date from which the changes are effective. This data is not written to the database, but recorded in change documents. To activate such data, you should start report USPC DSCT daily if possible, as it writes the planning to the database. You can also make schedule changes using direct input. However, you need the primary key to do this. You can delete inconsistent data when you are in the display mode for change documents. So these are the good practices to operate in a ERP. Like, you, as much possible, you remove unnecessary data that makes your system go slow, as well as gives you time to drill down to the true data. And at any point of time, you have the flexibility to postpone or prepone any activity based upon a which is based upon a date. You just go into the system, and if you want to prepone it to a previous date, you give a date in 2012 or 2015. And if you want to postpone an event, for example, some event was planned to be organized in 2022, and you thought that you need more time to prepare for it, So you postpone it to 2025. That is the flexibility part. Tax numbers for business partners. You can define any number of tax numbers. You assign these to tax number categories that control the usage and check of tax numbers, checking dependencies of master data changes. If you delete the bank details of a business partner, but these are still used in a contract account, you receive a corresponding message and can go to maintenance of the contract account to remove the inconsistency. This check does not apply to scheduled master data changes. So some of the changes are not very much flexible. You can make changes in lower level of document, but you can't touch the master data. Check digit for contact partners. When you create a contact partner, you can add a check digit to the contact partner number. The prerequisites are as follows. You add the check digit procedure using event 1051 sample function module, FKK sample 1051, 2 check digits. For 2 check digits is supplied by SAP. The contact partner is created with internal number assignment. The number range is configured such that it begins with a leading 0 check digit procedure with 1 check digit, or with 2 leading zeros procedure with 2 check digits. Now moving into the essence of the utilities industry, ISU component. In utilities industry component, you can define additional data for the contract partner. For example, the following general data: driving license number, social insurance number, employee classification, account category as default value for contract account. Business data toolset, developers manual, introduction to the BDT. What is BDT? Function overview, roadmap for implementation, appendix, terminology definitions. Introduction. This manual describes the functions in the business data toolset BDT as of January 1999. Development for release 4.6a standard R3 system has already begun. At this point, the following IBU releases have the same development status. IBU banking release 4.01b, IBU insurance release 2.1a, IBU telecommunications release 1.2, IBU utilities release 1.2. This manual is divided into 5 main sections. What is BDT? After this introduction, the chapter Introduction to the BDT provides a brief overview of the BDT's origins, current features and enhancements planned for the future. The chapter Function Overview describes current functionality in detail. In writing this manual, the authors have assumed thorough knowledge of dialog programming and related tools. These are all talking about the SAP manuals. When for all the systems that are in place, they have the SAP library manuals, and they give us the information what's happening in the system. For a person who wants to understand how SAP developed the system, they can refer to the SAP manuals. The chapter Roadmap for Implementation is devoted to practical problem solving. It lists any necessary steps and then makes reference to sections that provide more detailed descriptions, explanations of special terms and abbreviations, as well as an overview of naming conventions, terminology definitions, comprise the last section of the manual. Depending on your interest, different sections will be more or less relevant for you. For a brief overview of the functions in the BDT, we will see in the next section, Introduction to the BDT. What is the BDT? Developers and consultants who plan to use the BDT for implementation but are unfamiliar with it need to read the entire manual. Developers and consultants with BDT experience may only need to consult the roadmap for implementation to solve actual problems. Introduction to the BDT. The business data toolset is a central control tool for maintaining master data and simple transaction data. In addition to dialog maintenance, it also supports maintenance with direct input and or function modules. The BDT also provides generic services for consistently recurring requirements such as occur in change document lists. Change documents list is the document which the client sends us that I want these all things to be added to the particular screen that I have because my business needs these additional features. So that list has to be followed by the Rahul. Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Again, I am having disturbances in internet connection. The meeting may
Yes.
stop. So we will close this class up to here today.
Okay, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. We can close it here and we will resume the day
Yeah.
after tomorrow.